Yo, what's going on, guys? Koi here. Today we're going to be talking about the brand new 2.0 update for Nightmare Clash. And it's a very important update, honestly. They made a bunch of changes that some they discuss in the game, which I do love because they actually have like this fantastic um, this updates thing whenever you join the game. And it actually lets you see the brand new Evos and stuff like that. And I think that's fantastic. And these are the new characters. Not just that, but they give you the access to actually check out the characters, their brand new stats and everything like that, which is very cool. All right, now let's talk about it. So I do want to discuss the major changes that did happen, and I was kind of laughing at this change because this change drops right as the other YouTuber fella dropped his showcase for this unit, which was the Snowman Evo. Uh, I don't know if he's going to do a second. He should honestly, he should do a second one. I think that a Frosty Evo revamped like showcase makes sense, but it's hilarious because we saw Frosty originally Evo, and it was a melee unit, and it was very bad. Everyone knew it was bad because melee is just. We all know we live in a ranged meta right now. The meta's ranged. The only way they could change that is if they stop. If they make like less. How do you say? The problem right now is that I think there's for melee units, there's not the all melee units that I've seen, like all the characters so far, are pretty selfish, and assassins will just demolish whatever supports you bring to the table. So it's like there has to be like a melee unit that kind of like also does more crazy support. Maybe I'm just not deep enough into the game, but honestly, the ranged meta just keeps getting further and further, and I got some stuff to talk about that in just a moment. But first things first, Cthulhu also just got a passive shield increase, which is pretty cool. And then we also got Mummy's Evo turning into a ranged unit. Now, this one I didn't understand because if you don't know Mummy, the whole purpose of Mummy is if Mummy dies, he gives gold, right? So if Mummy dies and he gives gold because of the death, doesn't that make him just like bad to be in the back line? Which I was pretty confused about. Hopefully, we do get some more, or maybe once we get to that Evo, we'll start to like see what's up about it and stuff like that. But right now, it's kind of like up in the air. We'll see what happens with that. I hope that this actually becomes like absolutely broken. We got some brand new Evos and a new code. Before we talk about these brand new Evos and stuff, I do want to put in the brand new code. I'll put it in the description for you guys with all the other codes because it seems like they don't get rid of them. Nice little 300 gems. And now let's go back into it. All right. Hang on. I lost the thing. Okay, here we go. So we got 3 brand new Evo units, which were in discussion. Like these were like leaked multiple times. So it's, I swear. Uh, I wonder if that's gonna be like a thing where it's like we are gonna know exactly what the next Evo is gonna be every single time. Like no surprises, because all of these just were just chatting like all over general chat. So it's kind of funny to see that. The new Slender Man Evo is probably the one that everyone's been wanting the most. Of course, he's the secret Slender Man Evo, and this is pretty cool because it lets him like do some really really crazy AOE stuff. Really lets him do a lot of damage, and reducing enemy damage by 25% in general is really really nice. Especially if you're reducing any enemies that your enemy damage that's received to you and and all your friends around you. And then he also does have a active skill, which does even more damage and also gives him a shield. Uh, it's a really nice. He's a really good unit. I would say he's probably a really good support too for a melee unit. Wait, what? He's ranged? I didn't even know ranged meta. What can I say? The brand new ranged meta is just crazy right now. It's just you got Cricket infinite HP. You got freaking Slender Man reducing damage. You got Frosty finally getting his Evo that is finally ranged. Like there's ranged is the meta, man. Ranged is the meta. They gotta they gotta hold back on the ranged meta, man. I swear this meta is gonna be just like nothing but range, and you can be like, oh, but what about the SCP-001? He's broken, and the other like really good attackers that are melee, and it's like yes, they're really cool, selfish characters. They're really good, I mean, that I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying that these guys on this team, all you need is a buffer, just someone who buffs damage, and then oh my god, it's just gonna go crazy. But imagine this with the cricket and the what's that method called? The cricket and the fairy method, and then you just get this 5 Slenderman down, and then it's just over, dude. All right, and then his passive is block damage, damage reduction equal to, um, equivalent to 500 and plus 40% of Slenderman's damage, which is insane. If you don't know, everyone gets Slenderman pretty much for free, so you can make an entire free-to-play team with this setup as long as you log in for that 7 days. You get your Frosty the Snowman before it's too late, and dude, the meta for ranged is just going to be so incredible. All right, so we do have um, this character too that also it just turned ranged. Originally, I don't know, is the Grudge and the Ring under the same movie? Because I'm pretty curious about that. I have no clue, but brand new ranged unit as well. Here we go, another ranged unit added to the mix. Deals damage every second for 7 seconds to all enemies marked with the oro. You get passive increased damage while dealing true damage is insane. So very high damage dealer Evo, very nice. And then over here again, another ranged unit. The Mad Hatter got a ranged unit. Like, bro, what's up with this ranged unit meta, bro? They gotta really step it up with the melee units, man. Like, for instance, Bigfoot. Bigfoot needs an Evo. I love Bigfoot. He's got like one of the best passives in the game, and it's just if he gets hit, he reflects 50% back of the damage, and I think that's absolutely great. I think he's just missing survivability, and there should be more characters like that, or some who do crowd control. Like I don't know if there's crowd control yet, but that would be pretty cool. Like to scare or to kind of like get all the assassins to target the tank instead, or something weird like that. I don't know. So now we got massive fireballs. We got more damage. This dude also has knocking. He also has a maximum energy, gain maximum energy after each wave, which allows him to just keep spamming ice block every single time the waves change, which is pretty dope. I mean, it's very nice. All right. Now, next, we do have the two brand new SCPs, SCP 4999, and we have the dude who pretty much puffs smoke. He does have an AoE attack, which is pretty nice. Uh, he does do 5 puffs that do about 300 damage plus 50% of the damage that this character already does. Pretty solid. His passive heal for 300 plus 10% of max health, which is very cool. I think healing 10% of max health whenever an enemy unit dies, friendly and enemy, will just keep this dude on the field assassin wise. I mean, this is like probably one of the best assassin characters I've seen yet, just because, from his kit, it allows him to do AoE, it allows him to do just a lot of damage. And then after that, he also has passive healing, which is very solid. I think he definitely is going to be a contender for one of the better assassins in the game. And then we have SCP 173. SCP 173 is a tank, frontliner tank. Lots of HP, starting health is crazy. Um, freaking, this character does not have a basic attack. He has energy regen, where he'll consistently regen his energy and activate his teleport, where he teleports to the furthest enemy, dealing AOE damage equivalent to 1,000 damage and 115% of SCP's max HP. So, and knocking them down, which is nice. He feels like more of an assassin the way that they kind of made his kit, but I think it's the passive that makes him more of a tank, which is regenerate max health and 1 bar of energy whenever receiving damage. So, I mean, does it really sound crazy? I don't know. Maybe that 5% is going to feel a little weak, but it really just depends on how hardcore I think you can make his traits and stuff like that. And after that, I think you can, because, like, think about traits, right? Traits are probably one of the best contenders for making your units the best possible way they can be. So let's discuss traits. So, for instance, let's say this is him, right? You're going to be aiming for, let's say, 20% HP, Um, not armored, maybe regen, but HP regen, maybe shielded but yeah, maybe shielded. Mm-mm-mm. I've never really seen a really good tank thing. Like immune to all, like this is probably one of the worst ones I've seen. No offense, immune to all crowd control effects. This makes sense. Don't get me wrong, it makes sense. But who does this really help? It should be like a more defensive, like maybe reduce damage by 30% or something crazy like that. Just like raw, true reduced damage, or just like I gain shield after like every 5 seconds, and it's a really nice stacked shield. I don't know. I feel like traits are just a tiny bit weak, but that's just a personal thing. If you think I'm wrong, of course you could state your opinion and all that stuff. Now, special banner did just get a refresh. So now it's adjusted for every hour. If you guys do not know. So now it's going to be changing every single hour. As you can see, we got the 2 brand new characters in there and the Mad Hatter. Might as well, give it a little shake. I'm probably not going to get anything from this, but, now you can pretty much see them every hour, as you can see. The chances, if you do, I would love to talk more about the special banner, but it's just a tiny bit complicated. For a lot of like normal people to understand, because I think people get lost in understanding for this, but it's okay. Another video. All right. So next we just have some smaller things to talk about. If you haven't done their surveys, of course, do their surveys. We have the optimizations that have happened, overhaul and map logic, the optimization and currency notifications, the UI summons, the optimization for unit tab in mobile devices. Then we got the brand new Nightmare game mode, and this is this Nightmare game mode is supposed to be like the best loot you could possibly get. I can't do it yet, but I did find a way to actually get a very high player level incredibly quickly. So I do plan on doing that pretty soon. Well, actually today, because I finally found the stage that gives me exactly what I want. And if it ends up being really, really good of a method, I'll of course teach you guys. I'm not trying to gatekeep. It's just that oh, do I have my 8 yet? No, almost. Okay. Um I'm not trying to gatekeep or anything. I'm just trying to get a better understanding so I don't waste everyone else's time. Everyone else's builds are completely different. And that's another thing that they did talk about recently. They finally added a team saver. So now you could have teams here and you can switch between the teams. So I could have this team for later. Then I'll put like my brand new melee team here. I'll clear the team, all that good stuff. And sadly no way to move the little guys yet, until you just have to still unequip and re-equip, which I have to do consistently because I like to change my build method. Like my build order has always been this, I just haven't really messed with it as much because I put Frosty back on the team. Still messing around with some more mechanics, but again, with more of the stuff that's in the game right now, lots of stuff such as the updates. They are going to be adding a lot more stuff to the game, such as crap, what is it called? PvP game modes and raids. So they are going to be talking about that. It's in their pipeline area where they talk about different units and stuff like that they have set up for next updates and stuff. Uh, like January is going to be jam packed for like brand new content. So we'll see what's up. They do have some stuff set up all the way up until February, and then we'll kind of see what's up from there. I am happy that obviously the meta is going to be more along the lines of ranged for now, which is just going to make it easier for players like me to abuse the cricket method, and then just keep adding more and more destructive characters onto my roster as we keep going. So hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell down below. Take it easy and peace.